Hello and welcome to Keswick Chapel The Chew. My name is Robert Wallace. I'm the lead pastor for this ministry. I want to welcome you to day 2 of week 2 in our 52-week journey on the way, his and ours. We're talking about Jesus, and Jesus is the way, the truth, and the life. We heard this message and we chewed on this last week, and this week we're looking at the second message, which is the choice. Jesus made a choice, and so must you and I. So I want to encourage you to grab your Bible, a pen and paper so you can take notes. We're going to blitz through today. I have many passages for you to look at, to chew on today as we consider the choice. And of course, let's go back to our foundational passage, which is Matthew chapter 4, verses 1 through 17, and look at a couple of verses that will launch us in today's topic. And we're going to begin in verse 3. The tempter came to him and said, "If you are the Son of God, tell these stones to become bread." Jesus answered, "It is written, man does not live on bread alone, but on every word that comes from the mouth of God." This, my friends, is Jesus' word for us today. Thanks be unto God. So, out of the gate, Jesus is hungry, right? He's been fasting and praying for 40 days and 40 nights in the wilderness, and maybe Satan's just too obvious, but he jumps out there, and the first thing he appeals to is Jesus' need, not just his desire for food, but Jesus' need for food. Jesus was hungry, no doubt. You and I would be too, right? 40 days and 40 nights is a long time to go without food, but Jesus was there for another purpose. Jesus was there to draw close to the Father so that he could fulfill his ministry and his mission that he was here for on earth. And so as we look at this, we realize that what he's done here is Satan has appealed to his human desires. Pastor Bud had told us that this was called hedonism. And as we look at the definition of hedonism, it says this: hedonism is the pursuit of pleasure or satisfaction, or of sensual self-indulgence. So as we look around our world today, aren't we not bombarded all the time with things that appeal to our pursuit of pleasure or satisfaction, or of a sensual self-indulgence? Fast cars, fast food, fast money. Buy this thing, buy that thing. It will fulfill you. It will give you everything that you need. It will make you this, or it will make you that. And at the end of the day, as soon as you bought it, you realize that it did not provide you with the satisfaction you were looking for. It did not provide you with the answer you were looking for. So I think Jesus sets the example for us in that he shows that by choosing not to give in to these things, we come out ahead. But there are other passages that we want to look at today. So I want to encourage you to take your Bible and follow along with me here. We're going to look first at Proverbs chapter 21, verse 17 says this: He who loves pleasure will become poor. Whoever loves wine and oil will never be rich. And then turn over to Ecclesiastes, the next book, chapter 7 and verse 4, it says this: The heart of the wise is in the house of mourning, but the heart of fools is in the house of pleasure. It's pretty strong stuff, isn't it? Turn back over to the New Testament. Let's look at the letter from Paul to Timothy, 1 Timothy chapter 5, verse 6. It says this: But the widow who lives for pleasure is dead even while she lives. Now, the context of this passage is Paul is instructing Timothy about how to deal with, how to help, and how to assist widows and elders and the slaves. But this point here, but the widow who lives for pleasure is dead even while she lives, this could be said of all people, couldn't it? I believe it could. And then over in 1 John chapter 15 through verse 17, I'm going to read these 3 verses, and we're going to finish with this today. It says this: Do not love the world or anything in the world. If anyone loves the world, the love of the Father is not in him. For everything in the world, the cravings of sinful man, the lust of the eyes, and the boasting of what he has and does comes not from the Father, but from the world. The world and its desires pass away, but the man who does the will of God lives forever. I want you to chew on these things today. I know this has been pretty fast and pretty furious. There's a lot here. I want to encourage you to go back and read these entire passages, get the context of them. This is the thing that we learned. Jesus chose not to give in to hedonism. Jesus chose not to give in and just simply satisfy his hunger. He put it off because there was a greater purpose, there was a greater need. You and I stand at the threshold of the door where we must choose the way of hedonism or the way of Jesus. I trust that you'll have a great day. I pray that the good Lord, as you study today, will give you eyes to see and ears to hear, that your hearts and minds will be receptive to His truth, and that we'll all grow by the transforming of our minds. Go in the peace of God today. Blessings to you. Bye for now.